We've never seen a defensive talent like Wemby. I mean, like literally ever. He's so good.
I
Uh,
honestly don't know how talented he is at it.
you're just wrong, and you're not watching him play basketball. You're just wrong.
I
Like,
have watched him a lot.
I mean, you're just
If
wrong.
they're on, I watch him.
It's
Us
not
the
just
Thunder
height.
play at
It's
the same
not
time.
just height. There have been a lot of guys that tall.
I'm not saying he's not a good defender.
No,
What you're making it sound like is we've never seen a defender like him.
we
And
haven't.
hold on, we have seen people that are just as talented at defense as
That's
he
not
is.
true. That's just not
Stop,
true.
stop, because this is you being blind.
Please, please, everything, please, 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 as a Thunder fan, what I would give to sweep, and I get it's not the same team, but what I would give to sweep a Stephen Curry Warriors team, please. Hey, yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Generational Beef Podcast. I am your host, Tristan Terrell, as well as my dad,
Noel Terrell, generational beef.
Got a great episode in store for you today. Let's talk about the Masters. Let's talk about the putt that scarred Scotty Scheffler. And listen, Scotty is the number one player in the world still. He finished as the runner-up to this tournament, so he still made a lot of money off of it. He's still going to stay number one. And yeah, he's won the Masters before. But boy, oh boy, does that putt probably hurt him to his core.
So there's a couple things.
That missed birdie opportunity on 17, brutal.
Oh, look, there's a couple things to point out here. First thing is, Rory was out of his mind Thursday, Friday.
True. And he was just as pedestrian on Saturday, Sunday as he was out of his mind on Thursday, Friday.
Well, Sunday, it was beyond pedestrian. He tried to give it away.
I'm saying pedestrian because he still shot par. Like, you know.
Yeah, but the point was, he had, at one point, he had dropped by 3 strokes after having a record-setting first 2 days of this tournament.
Yeah.
On Sunday, on the front 9, he was down 3 all of a sudden.
His back 9 was pretty good, though.
Look, I'll give him credit on the back 9. He pulled it together. He pulled some crazy shots out because he had a couple of tee shots to put him in real trouble. On 18, he got
the one on 18 into the woods.
Yeah, he got lucky that he wasn't just a 1-stroke lead there, because he would have to been much more aggressive out of that.
Which again, that putt from Scotty would have been
right. So here's the thing, though. He won in a weekend. He tried to give it away, right? He tried to be old Rory. The problem with Sunday, he won less because of how he finished and more because of how Rose died. He just melted down, right?
Cam Young fell a couple strokes.
Yeah, again, I mean, but he's never been there before. Whatever.
Again, Scott. Well, I think he's finished top 10 in the Masters before. But
Scheffler, it was funny with Scheffler.
Scotty's missed birdie putt on 17.
Scotty was the first player since 1942 to not have a bogey on Saturday and Sunday
in the Masters.
Right?
Yeah.
He just couldn't score on Sunday. Right? To your point, you're talking about the one on 17. There was 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah. The one on 17 obviously stands out. Yeah. The one on 17 stands out much more, A, because it's the second to last hole, and B, because it was just so close. I mean, obviously he had several, but that was the closest one to going in that didn't go in. It was right on the lip, man.
Sure. But the reality is, though, if he makes a couple of those on the front 9, Rory's playing a completely different game.
Oh, for sure. Rory absolutely.
Play because of Rose melting down. He was able to play relatively conservative on the back 9.
Yeah.
He still got himself into trouble a couple of times.
Yeah.
I can't remember which hole it was, but his tee shot was in the pine straw. And then of course it was way almost on the other fairway on 18. But he tried to give it away. No one else took it. Scotty could have. Rose, if he doesn't melt down on the back 9, may have won.
Yeah.
It would have forced Rory to be much more aggressive on the back 9. Not saying Rory still couldn't have done it, but my point is, if Scotty makes some of those putts earlier in that round and gets some birdies and is tied and or goes ahead of him, if Scotty goes ahead of him, I don't see Scotty giving it up. And
No.
so it was just one of those things where, and then you also look at it, right? Again, nothing against what Rory did this weekend. He was historically great Thursday, Friday, which gave him the room he needed to get this thing done. But as great as Scheffler was, or yeah, as great as Scotty was on Saturday, Sunday, aside from not getting enough birdies, right? He didn't bogey. Um, I think he shot a 74 on Friday. Like he put himself in a hole to start. He made the cut. Um, but anyway, I mean, give Rory credit. He's in
Yeah,
rarefied air now at 2 in a row. What is it? I think Nicholas and Tiger. That's it.
I think
Or was
so. I
it
know
Faldo?
the last one for sure was definitely 0102. It was Tiger, but
Yeah.
I don't remember if it
I
was
think there's
just
only one other.
Jack.
Um,
But
yeah, but I mean, look,
I mean,
you can't take that away from him. It's rarefied air.
he had the biggest 36 hole lead ever at 6 strokes. He was the largest betting favorite heading into Saturday at the Masters since '09 Tiger, right? Like he was just dominant Thursday, Friday, and then
Look, he gave
uh
himself the cushion he needed that
yeah,
if he had troubles
yeah,
towards the end of the weekend that he could survive it, and he did. And but part of that was the other guys just didn't take advantage of it.
yeah. I will say, as a percentage of net worth, I would assume that I lost more money on Scotty on Sunday than Scotty did. But I lost $83 on him not hitting that birdie putt. I think it was when he was through 12 and still down 3 or 4 strokes. I put $10 on him to win, and it would have paid out $83, and so it almost happened. It didn't. As a percentage, there's an argument whether or not that's more of a percentage of what I have than what he has, the millions that he lost on that putt. But
So
whatever.
one other thing about the Masters, and we can move into the NBA playoffs, but and this is kind of a side note. I don't even know if it's really worth talking about, but Bryson is an interesting character to me. First, he's super smart when it comes to the social media. He's making way more money. Well, and of course, he got the big contract from Live, but he
As
he
a
is a guy.
creator, he definitely makes more money. A creator and then adds like endorsements. He definitely makes more money than he does golfing. That's for sure.
Yeah, and
He's a
his Live
phenomenal
contract
businessman.
is pretty big,
Phenomenal
right?
businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So all of that's true. I think I find it interesting because you watch his videos on YouTube and things like that, and he looks really dominant.
he's
And
very entertaining.
he is on regular courses. You start throwing him on courses like Augusta, and the bottom line is the guy can drive the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
His short game though, like getting
Well,
out of that bunker was nuts.
here's what I'll disagree. Here's what I'll disagree is he is still a phenomenal golfer, and obviously, like I know you're not saying he's not, but
I mean, compared to normal people, I
no,
don't
no,
know
no,
how
no, no.
great he is compared to
Even
pros.
compared to pros, I mean, he's won tournaments, and he's normally up there late, right? Here's my thing. Normally, he has one round that's really bad, right? And unfortunately for Bryson, this weekend it happened to be Thursday, right? Normally for him, it's Saturday or Sunday that he melts down, kind of chokes away. He's normally top 5, top 10, and then ends up not quite that high because he chokes down in one round, right? But normally it's Saturday or Sunday. Unfortunately for him, this week it was Thursday, and it was insurmountable on Friday. And so he missed the cut. That's not normal for him, right? Normally he's still in that. Like, so you feel for him in that sense. He had a really bad round, that's for sure. Um, but he he's still a really good golfer. He's still a really good pro golfer. He does phenomenally well normally. It's again just for him unfortunate that his really bad day came Thursday. So
Yeah.
that's Bryson's he's very entertaining. I'll say that. Everybody loves him.
No, like, look, I enjoy watching some of his videos. Like I said, he can drive the cover off the ball, but
I mean, his short game's still solid. I mean, it's not like world beating or anything, but it's it's still solid. I would just say that again, I think to some degree he lacks consistency, and that's tough, especially on a course like that, in that stage against the guys that you're playing against. If you're
Yep.
not consistent, you're not going to win. And yeah, nor do I necessarily ever expect him to win a Masters, but like he can compete in it,
I
and
mean, he has won
he
2
just didn't
majors.
this
I
weekend.
gotta give him that,
Right, that's what I'm
right? He's
saying.
won the
Like,
US Open twice, but
yeah, no, for sure. Um, so I mean, he's a phenomenal golfer. It just didn't come together for him this weekend.
yeah.
And most weekends it doesn't, I guess, but it has several times. So I mean, great golfer, great dude. Didn't happen for him this weekend. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all I really got on Bryson.
I mean, he was an irrelevant story other than missing the cut, which is a pretty big deal.
Which is a pretty big deal, right? Shout out John Rahm, who after the first day was +6 or something like that, and ended up making the cut. I like John Rahm a lot, but
I will say the most underrated story of the weekend, especially with what he did on Sunday, was Morikawa.
oh yeah, no,
He made
he
a
was great on
major
Sunday.
run, and he almost dropped out because of a back. You could tell it looked like he could barely walk at times.
What did he shoot, like 7 or so under on Sunday?
He had like 6 or so birdies in a row on the back nine.
Yeah, no, he was phenomenal.
I think his first par on the back nine was, or well, the last part was on 17, which no one birdied all day on Sunday.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, he had an incredible run on Sunday. I think he ended it 9 under, so he was only ended up being 3 off the lead at the end. But
He finished 9 under,
yeah,
and on Sunday he shot 4 under. Yeah, so
but he looked at his
he was
back
tied
nine.
for seventh.
He had 5 or so, maybe 6 in a row birdies,
Yeah.
and
Shout
then
out,
I think his first one was 17 where he parred. But
yeah, shout out to Tyrell Hatton on Sunday. I mean, he finished tied with Cam Young,
yeah, he made a
Justin
run.
Rose,
Another guy,
and Russell
Henley.
Henley. Yeah,
Henley played well.
they all finished tied for third, 10 under, but Hatton specifically went 6 under on Sunday.
Yeah. Look, the biggest
And
implosion
I
on
mean,
Sunday
like,
was
just
Rose by a
phenomenal.
mile. Yeah. The biggest implosion on Sunday was Rose by a mile.
I mean, that's not necessarily. He started off really hot on
He
Sunday, so
took a
that's why.
three-stroke lead and lost on Sunday.
Well, sure. So he started off really hot, and lost, but at the end of the day, he still did finish 2 under on Sunday. Cam Young was 1 over on Sunday, and he went into the day tied with the
But
lead.
again, Rose is
So
a Rose is a veteran golfer, right?
I mean, Cam Young's not young. I mean, he's 28. He's been on the tour since
he's not
2019.
Justin Rose.
Um, sure, but I mean, I think he's finished top 10 in the Masters before. I'm pretty sure. So like, he's not inexperienced. He just hasn't won it or anything. I mean,
Yep.
uh, so
Right.
yeah.
It was a good Sunday. There was
It was a
one
good
point I
Sunday.
think I had taken a picture and sent you a picture of the leaderboard, and you had like 5 guys at 10, and then that's when you had Rory at minus 11.
Yeah.
So like you could have had this like what I was hoping
There's
for
like 6
beyond
different
hope.
guys.
Yeah, what I was hoping on beyond hope was that you get like 6 guys in a playoff or something. I don't
Yeah.
I know that's never happened. I think I've seen a 3-person playoff before, but I think that's the most I had ever seen. But it
How do
would
they
have
do
been
that?
nuts.
Do they just all shoot at the same time, or
It,
do they?
it's it's all it's I've never seen that many people, so I don't know.
No. I'm saying with
As far
if
as
you've
the
seen
3,
3.
well, so you got to think on Thursday and Friday they play 3. The numbers are
Oh,
too
really?
large.
I thought it was still
Yeah.
2.
No, they play bigger groups on Thursday, Friday
I mean, I guess
typically.
that makes sense. You got more
Um,
people, but
yeah. The It depends on the tournament. All the tournaments do their playoffs differently. Some go back and play the last hole over and over again. Some go back and play a couple of different holes. It just depends on the tournament. I don't know
yeah.
how the Masters does it. But it would have been really, I mean, if you had gotten to the end, like it looked like it was going to be an exciting. It ended up not being quite as exciting because by 15, when Rory got to about 15, you realized, okay, he's really going to have to blow up to not get it. Because at that point,
Well,
I
he
think he was
really
at
didn't have to blow up. It was really just all about Scotty hitting that putt, and he missed. So Brutal miss. Brutal miss.
Yeah, Rory
Also,
may have played 18 differently.
he didn't have a great round or a great weekend necessarily, but on Sunday, Tommy Fleetwood's putt on hole 9, if you're watching and you
That's the one
know,
that was like 80.
it was long.
Also, by the way, I think it
Phenomenal.
was on Rory's putt. Was it? It was the last par 3 where
Mhm.
he went off the back of the green. Did you see this putt?
Yeah.
Where he had to go way out and come back, and he missed it like by that. Like it was an amazing. It was a miss, but that
Right.
was as good a putt as you could have had in that
Yeah.
situation. Because if that putt goes awry, he might have bogeyed that hole.
And then he would have lost.
Well, he would have been
Well,
tied if he.
tied, but
But um, I just think that putt was underrated too. It didn't go in, but he got within 2 or 3 inches of the hole from, and it was funny because he was probably only about 20 foot from the hole, but the putt went like 60 feet
right, but the
because he was
line.
way
Yeah.
up and had to curve down, but it was pretty cool.
I
Anyway, it was a good
saw
match.
I saw a post today. I just think it's a funny conversation. But like and some people obviously could, but the average person no. And it's funny how many people on Instagram were commenting, yes, absolutely, like duh, for sure. Um, Somebody posed the question, could you have beaten Rory this weekend at the Masters if you started from the furthest point on the green every single hole?
So wait a minute. I only have to putt?
Yeah, that's it.
So you're saying he plays a normal round of golf
Yes.
and I'm putting from the furthest part of the golf from the green.
Yes.
And the question is, could I have played 2 under or no, he shot par.
No. The whole weekend. Could you have beat him? Could you have beat him in the tournament if that's how you played the tournament? Is the question.
I
Um,
mean,
Now here's the thing, right? The math on it. If you 4-putt every hole, right?
yeah.
That's par. If you 3-putt every hole, obviously that would mean that you're 18 under. So say you average 3.5, that's 9 under, right, for a round.
So
So
here's what I'll say.
what I'm
The answer,
saying,
I understand the question.
the question really becomes interesting if you just want to talk about being on the green 3 or 4 putting every time. There's a conversation, but the question really gets interesting whenever you inevitably shank a couple and then end up off the green, and then that hole turns into 9 or 10.
Look, you would be ultra conservative in this environment, so you're not going to shank any. But here's the difference. On an ordinary public golf course, I'd win that.
Sure.
At Augusta, those greens aren't normal. If you're at the furthest putt, I mean, it could take you 4 to get even close to the hole.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So because you'll see it, especially when they're talking strategy at the Masters, and it's not just not just Augusta. There are really difficult golf courses that the pros play. Some are easier than others, obviously, but those greens, if you'll hear them talking about it all the time on the broadcast, if they don't land in this area, they're 3-putting.
yeah,
Right? Like you have to land, and some of it looks bad, like they're 60 feet from the hole, but that's where you had to land.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so I think the difference is if we're talking Augusta, the answer is no, I don't beat them.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think it's now if I could chip in, I'd have a better chance at that than I would putting. And some of those greens are massive too. Let's not,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
So I would say at Augusta, I would not have a chance. I don't think. At a normal public golf course where you have relatively flat, normal greens, maybe.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's just a testament, much like any professional sport. We are human beings. They are superhumans. It's insane. What they do is phenomenal. Golf, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. You cannot compete, right? You're a normal human being. They are not. That's
Just
I
look at
mean,
how many. Just look at how many 2 putts there were on Sunday at
yeah.
Augusta.
I mean, I think the average human
If they
being,
were playing a regular golf course that you play regularly, they would never 2 putt or
no.
rarely 2 putt.
Um, I think the average human being playing their own ball full round at Augusta minimum, like average human being, you're talking 150 to 200, and these dudes are 72.
I feel pretty confident I wouldn't shoot a 150, but
I mean, by yourself, no scramble. You're saying you're not averaging. I mean,
oh, I'm
150.
shooting a 125, 130. 150, that's a lot.
150 is a lot. You're right. You're right. I mean, that's like 8 a hole, ish, 7 8.
Yeah.
But like,
Don't get me wrong. There could be holes where I get 12.
right.
So who knows? Maybe that's true. I don't know. That's a really high
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget you said 150, 200.
I was also taking into account people that literally never play golf. That's why I said average human being.
Well,
But
if you never really
average,
played, don't even know how to swing a club.
yeah, sure. Average golf playing human being is probably shooting like in the 120 to 135 range at Augusta, and
I mean,
and for these pros, if you shoot 72, it's bad because you got to be way under. So, um,
well, it's not bad. But,
well, it's not bad, but it's not a good day. That's for sure.
well, there's a lot of golf courses, especially the links courses in
At
the
Augusta,
UK.
I'm saying the Masters that's not a good day for
It
you because
traditionally scores pretty. It's a hard course, but it does traditionally score high.
I think that's also because that's the tournament of tournaments. You want to win it, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody's bringing their best, and it's always the most elite of the most elite at any given time. So
Right.
I mean, that's for sure. But
NBA playoffs. That's right.
let's start. Let's go with the awards first. We'll go ahead and start with let's go Rookie of the Year. It's a two-person race, really. It's contested. It's interesting to say the least. I know my pick, but and I think I know who's going to win it. But really, it's Cooper Flag or it's Colin Knippel, Duke teammates last year.
It's obviously Cooper Flag.
It's obviously. I mean, I would say it is Cooper Flag.
It was a rough start, but
You're
it
adjusting
is
to the
really picked
league
up.
and that stuff. But what I will say is, oh my gosh, Kobe White's insane. That's ridiculous. What a shot. Anyways, um, Cooper Flag is the Rookie of the Year. He looks like the best player from the class. He's going to be the best player from the class long term. He is a star, especially in like March and April. Man, he was phenomenal. He had a stretch where he scored like 96 points in like 2 games or something like that as a rookie. Like he's phenomenal. Um, the argument for Khan, there's a couple. Obviously, he set the record for 3-point makes as a rookie this year, and he did it in like 50 games or something. Like he did it fast. He's insane. He is also basically the most efficient high volume shooting rookie ever. I mean, he's stupid. And of course, he's affecting winning basketball. He's probably the second best scoring option, maybe third or fourth best overall player on the Hornets, who are currently in a play-in game. He's definitely affecting winning basketball, that's for sure. But Cooper Flag's not in any position to be affecting winning basketball. Like if you put Cooper Flag on the Hornets, they'd probably be even a better team than they are now. He doesn't probably fit as well as Khan does, but like Cooper Flag's just a better basketball
I
player.
mean, it's Cooper Flag.
It's Cooper Flag though, so but Khan has an argument for sure. But and shout out Khan, he's had a phenomenal rookie season, historic even. But Cooper Flag's
I'll
really
put it
good.
this way. To me, all you need to know about Flag is he kind of all the talk about Luka went away pretty quickly once he started playing well.
I mean, I think part of the reason, other than that it went away, is because A, you can't reverse it, and B, Nico got fired.
No, I
But
mean I got that, but I
he's
think if I'm a Dallas fan right now, I'm not feeling too bad.
sure you still wish you had Luka Doncic, but yeah,
I don't, you know my opinion on this, but
I think it would be absurd to say that you'd rather
all
your
right,
spot not taking
we
Luka
got it.
Doncic. But
Cooper Flag.
um, next we can go to one that is no contender. Defensive Player of the Year. Got to take.
I mean, it's going to be Wemby.
It's not close. It's Wemby. Shout out Chet, phenomenal player, phenomenal defense he's led. He'll be the runner up. Some players, teams on average are shooting like I think it's 15% lower from the rim against Chet than they are like on their average, which is like stupid absurd. Or within 6 feet. It's insane. Like he's been dominant. Unfortunately for him, it plays in a league with Wemby. So if Wemby hits the requirement, he's gonna win it every year. I mean, like he's just so good, man.
I don't know about every year, but fair enough.
I mean, he's gonna win it a lot. If he hits
All
the
right,
game requirement, he might never lose it. I mean, like he's stupid good.
that doesn't happen, but that's fine.
We've never seen a defensive talent like Wemby. I mean, like literally ever. He's so good.
I
Uh,
honestly don't know how talented he is at it.
You're just wrong, and you're not watching him play basketball. You're just wrong.
I have watched a lot.
I mean, you're just
If
wrong.
they're on, I watch them.
It's not just height. It's not just height. There have been a lot of guys that tall that.
I'm not saying he's not a good defender.
No,
What you're making it sound like is we've never seen a defender like him.
We
And
haven't.
hold on. We have seen people that are just as talented at defense as he is.
That's not true. That's just not true.
Stop, because this is you being blind.
It's not.
He is as talented as most players, some of the best players we've seen. I'm not going to lie about that. What I'm saying is, when his arms are 8 feet long, you have an advantage. So he is a talented defender, but to act like his body isn't the reason he is the level you're putting him at is a ridiculous statement.
It's not a ridiculous statement when
hold on. He can be out of position and still make a play on a passing lane because his arm is so fucking long. Like, it's not rocket science.
Well, but here's the difference there is that he doesn't get out of position, right? Like,
yeah,
that's just it doesn't. That just doesn't happen. No, I'm not.
He does. He gets juked. You're saying he never gets out of position?
No. I'm not saying he never gets juked occasionally, but I'm saying on average, obviously at any point, sometimes something happens, but I'm saying that on average, he doesn't just get out of position. He's a phenomenal defensive player.
I said he's a great defensive player. I said he's as good as maybe a lot of the guys we've seen. But what takes him to the next level is his physical stature.
Okay, but you say that as if all the best defensive players of all time aren't 7'1", 7'2" also. You know, like, he's 7'4". It's not
that much. 7'1", and he's great. Elite.
He's not an all-time defensive player. He's a really good. He's made
stats against players. Look at some stats against the people he plays against.
He has made one All-NBA team in his career.
Well, All-NBA team is also offense. He's not good at offense.
No, sorry, all defense. That's what I meant. He's made one all. He's never gonna make an All-NBA, obviously. He's made one all-defense team in his career. That's it. So
just because people don't make those teams doesn't mean.
No, I'm not saying that.
The guy he guards. He's an elite defensive player.
Of course he is. Of course he is. He's not an all-time defensive player.
He hasn't made an all-defensive team doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot, actually. I mean, like, the
is
10
he
best.
A top 5 defender in this league right now?
No.
Of course he is.
No.
Of course he is.
It's close.
Name one guard that plays well against him when he plays him. One.
I mean, but there's several players that you could talk about like that. I mean, you know, Reese had some big games against us. Jamal had some big games against us.
We're still talking about defensive player of the year, and we agreed on it right away. Let's go next.
Yeah. Anyways, Wemby's phenomenal. So, yeah, we can go 6 man of the year. Not a crazy big year for any of them, I would say.
I wish Mitchell hadn't missed so much time down the stretch.
Now here's the thing.
I really thought he was on task or on pace early. But
here's the thing is that there are 2 awards that the minimum requirement does not exist for. One of them is Rookie of the Year. The other one is 6 man of the year. So technically speaking, he's still eligible to win it. He still can win it.
He's not gonna get it. He won't get it.
In fact, he might be my pick. He might be my runner-up. I mean, like it's really close. Other guys in the realm, Jaime Jaquez for the Heat was really, really good. After a down year 2, definitely had a very up year 3, phenomenal. Ayo Dosunmu for the Bulls and then got traded to the Timberwolves has been really, really good as well. Keldon Johnson for the Spurs just really adds to the depth. They're all phenomenal players. It's tough. I'd say pure stats kind of goes Jaime Jaquez. Pure value kind of goes Keldon Johnson. And then pure just like stopgap, kind of what you needed in the right moment, was kind of AJ Mitchell, because he kind of stopped a lot of the bleeding early with a lot of the injuries to the Thunder. I think I'd go Keldon Johnson for the Spurs. It's tight, but I think I go Keldon Johnson. He's probably going to be the guy that wins it. But AJ Mitchell's got a good case, so does Jaime Jaquez. After that, we can talk clutch player of the year, which is another one that's really just not close. It's just Shea. I mean, he was stupid. He led the league.
On a 2-week span in March where he didn't miss a clutch shot.
Yeah,
he didn't miss a shot in under 2 minutes.
He was the highest scorer in the clutch this season. He was the most efficient player in the clutch this season, and he just had more clutch moments than anybody in the league. We talk about them as MVP moments, but now the Clutch Player of the Year is also an award. It's Clutch Player of the Year moments as well. It's just him. It's not close. I mean, he's going
It's
to win it
him.
going
Now, whether they'll
away.
give it to him if he gets the MVP, I don't
No,
know.
I mean, he is a shoo-in to win Clutch Player of the Year. I think there's a higher chance, and he's not losing either, but there's a higher chance he loses the MVP award in my mind than Clutch Player of the Year. He's not losing Clutch Player of the Year. That's just not happening. He's not going to lose MVP either. So I guess while we're on that point, MVP, it's Shea. It's just Shea. And this is where I kind of wanted to bring in my trivia real quick. There are 7 teams in the history of basketball that have start to finish held the number 1 record in the NBA the entire season. 7 teams ever. Name them.
Well, I mean, obviously the Warriors,
The
72 or
73
73
and
win.
yeah, 15-16 Warriors is one of them.
I'm sure the 72 win Bulls.
The 97 Bulls are one of them. They were the
Um,
first one to ever do it.
I can't. I think we did it last year, but we may have been out of the first week.
We didn't do it last year. We did do it this year. Obviously, the reason posing the
Yeah, I know we did
question.
it this year, but
The reason posing the
I couldn't
question.
remember if we lost like an early game last year. I mean, because if so, within the first
Yeah.
week, we were the 1 seed, and never lost it, but I can't remember.
I think it was a little bit later than that. I think we actually started the season like 7-3 or something like that, and then went on
Don't
a stupid
forget,
run
over the
after that.
second seed, we had like an 8-game lead by the end of the season
By
last
the end
year.
of the season, yes, but I think at the start of the season we started like 7-3 or something, and at one point we're like the 2 or the 3 seed, like 2 or 3 weeks in. But
Yeah.
that's it, and then we
Okay,
took
so
off.
Bulls, Warriors, this team right now.
Yeah,
And how many more?
4.
Um,
And that Bulls
was that,
team, as a hint, that Bulls team was the earliest team to ever do it.
and what year was that? I forget.
96, 97.
Did the 98 Bulls do it?
No, no other
Okay.
Bulls team.
Okay. Man, did Detroit do it this year? They've been the 1 seed forever.
They did not do it this year.
Okay.
At some
So
point,
wait
they
a
were
minute.
not the 1 seed.
This is the number 1 overall seed.
No. That's what I'm saying. You were
Oh, okay.
right
Okay.
in your thinking. I was incorrect when I said it.
So you could
But
have a year where 2 teams did it.
you could theoretically. There are
Anyway,
not. There
okay.
are not. But you
Yeah, that's
theoretically.
fine. It was just a question.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
That's why there's only 7 of them.
So I've gotten was the one of them counting this season or no?
Yes.
So, okay, so there's 4 left.
4 left.
Did one of the Spurs teams do it?
No, which is a little bit surprising, honestly.
I mean, they were good. They were great teams. I don't want to take anything away from them, but they weren't like.
I mean,
They were never in. There was never any danger in them setting a record for wins or anything.
The year that the Warriors did, they didn't lock up the 1 seed until there were like 4 games left in the season because that's how good the Spurs were that year.
Fair. That's fair.
They won like 68 that year, I think. Like, it was stupid. And they played each other in the last week of the season too, and that was the game that locked it up for the Warriors. But
There's no way the Utah teams did it. I suppose there's a Lakers team that did. Maybe.
Take
Was
a
it
guess.
a Kobe team?
Well,
Kobe,
of course, it would be a Kobe team, but
oh, okay. So Kobe, Shaq.
No.
Oh, Kobe, Gasol.
08-09 Lakers.
All right.
Which is very interesting that the like 99 to 02 Lakers never did at any point.
The Celtics team with KG.
True. 07-08 Celtics. So the year before the Lakers.
Okay. So I need 2 more.
Yep. And I will also give you the hint that they are the second and third teams to do it. So they are sandwiched between the Bulls and the Celtics. You know, it's not the Spurs, and you know it's not Kobe, Shaq, Lakers.
Right.
Which also, using process of elimination, gives you another very big hint.
Give me a hint.
So the other hint, I would say, between 97 and 08, if you know that it's not the Kobe and Shaq Lakers or the Spurs, which in almost all of those years in that time frame, one of the 2 of them ended up as the 1 seed. You know it's not a Western Conference team. Both of the 2 remaining are Eastern Conference teams.
Heat. can't be that one Detroit team. Is it? That
The
one
oh
won
05
on
oh
the
06.
championship? Okay. Was that Chauncey
It's not
Billups?
the year. It's not the year that they won the title because that was 2004. This was the '06 Pistons, but it is that team.
Was that still Chauncey Billups' team?
Chauncey, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, and Ben Wallace. Yes,
That's crazy.
same five that won the title, but it was a couple years
So
later,
one more Eastern Conference team.
and it was before that.
And then what year was that again? You said 05, 06?
05 oh 06. It was before that one.
Couldn't have been the Reggie Miller team, was it? On
It's a
the
good
Pacers
guess.
team.
It's a good guess. They made the finals in there
Yeah.
once, so it's a good guess.
And the only other thing I could think of, and I just don't think it's right. Knicks?
The Knicks, whenever the Knicks went to the finals in '99, were the 8 seed,
That's right.
which is absurd, by the way. That was Duncan's first title. Or 98, I think it was. No, it was 99.
I don't know.
Their best player won the MVP the season that this happened.
Oh, AI.
The 2001 Sixers, which is absurd, by the way. Insane carry job. No disrespect to Dikembe Mutombo or Eric Snow, but that was also past Dikembe's prime. Like, that team was not great.
Also, the only thing Mutombo was ever good at was blocking shots.
I mean, he was a good defender outside of blocking shots, especially for that era because it was all funneled at the rim. But there was no spacing back then. But yeah, no, I mean he was past his prime. He wasn't near the athlete that he was in the early '90s. And Eric Snow, I guess, was like your second best offensive player. Like that team was not very good. So shout out to AI. What a carry job. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
But that is the last one on the list.
Okay.
Point being, the Thunder are dominant. They're stupid good. They're also one of 7 teams ever to be the 1 seed 2 years in a row. I don't have that list right here off top, but it's like the '80s Celtics, the '80s Lakers, which by the way they did 8 consecutive seasons, which is absurd. The Bulls, uh, us, the Warriors, the Kobe Shaq Lakers, I think. Anyways, very short list. There's also only 3 teams in history to win 60 consecutive games, or to win 64 plus games in consecutive seasons. It's us, the Warriors, and the Bulls, right? Like, in all accounts, this team is dominant. They're insane. They're really freaking good. And oh, by the way, they were super stupid injured, and they were still that good. Shea Vontae is the best player in the world. He's the MVP of the league. Shout out Jokic. Shout out Wemby. Shout out Luka if he hit the games requirement.
Quick playoff.
It's Shea. Hold on. Last one. Most improved player. Tightly contested award. I really like Nickeil Alexander-Walker this year. Because
he's played really well.
He's played really freaking well. He's played really, really well. The Hawks are, missed the play-in, and that's even with trading Trae Young. If you would have said that, nobody would have expected it. Everybody expected them to have an up year because Trae Young, because Kristaps Porzingis, both of which are no longer on their roster, and they're still really good. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been a massive part of that. So has Jalen Johnson on their team, who is also in the running for MIP. Keontae George for the Jazz in the running for it. I think I'm going to end up going Jalen Johnson also for the Hawks. He was an all-star for the first time this year, but man, Nickeil's so good, dude. He jumped like 14 points a game or something like that this year. Like he's phenomenal. He's been really, really good. And is he Shea? No, but you can tell they're related. So shout out Nickeil, shout out Jalen Johnson, probably the winner of it. And then lastly, a very interesting one, and I know you've got some takes about this. So who is your coach of the year?
Look, it's not going to happen. But when you look at especially the start the Thunder had, and you look at the ending, right? I know we had some dicey January-ish because of injuries, but we were second in the league to games missed due to injury this year. I think we ended up with less than 20 games with our 5 starters playing. And to have the season we did, be the 1 seed, be the 1 overall seed, we were on pace early in the season to be potentially in comparison to the 73 win Warriors, and to be back at over 60 wins, one of a few teams that have ever done that in back-to-back years. I mean, Dagnall just does not get enough credit, I don't think, for the success of this team because of the talent level of the team, because of what Presti's done. I think
Yeah.
sometimes he's overlooked. I get he's won a coach of the year at this point. But this may be the best coaching job he's done with the Thunder. Um, that said, I don't think he's going to get it with
Yeah.
Shea mopping up the way he's going to, and some things like that. So I, you know, it's a tough one. I really like what the Hornets did this year.
I mean, but there's still a real world where they don't even make the playoffs.
I know. I mean,
So
they're up right now, which puts them in if they win.
no, it doesn't. They have to win another one.
Oh, do they? I thought if they won, you were automatically the 7, and then you fought
Well,
for the thing.
if you were the 7 or 8 going in, they're not. They're the
Oh,
9. This is the
okay.
9-10
Got
game.
it.
So
I guess I I guess Spurs.
Mitch
I know
Johnson.
everybody expected them to be better, right? But
But
I
nobody
just
expected them to be the second best team in the league and be 3 games shy of the best record in
with
the league.
Wimby's averaging under 30 minutes, and I think that they were they 12-4 without Wimby? Like the team itself played great all year.
I think they were 8-4 or 10-5. They were either 8-4 or 10-5.
Anyway, when with all the emphasis on Wimby, uh, the team won more than they lost when they didn't have him, and so I know it's kind of an easy thing to say, but I think that I think the coaching there was pretty
Well,
brilliant this
and
year.
considering they weren't even a play-in team last year, and everybody kind of expected them to make a big jump and be like 4, 5, 6 in the West this year, but the fact that they were number 2 and not just number 2, but they were clearly the second best team in the league all year, and they got
So
really, really close down to the wire to taking the 1 seed.
I think he's deserving.
I agree. I think he would be my.
If it were me, and maybe it's homerness, I would give it to Dagnall. But
I
fair
think
enough.
that Mitch Johnson ends up being the runner-up. I think that the actual winner probably ends up being Joe Mazzulla. I mean, you missed Jason Tatum for.
You can't go wrong there either.
I
Like
mean, you missed Jason Tatum for as long as you did, and you still end up being the 2 seed. This was the gap year. This was the
now,
you were going to be the 6 or 7 seed,
certainly
and
the the difference there is that Jalen Brown just ended up being that guy.
I mean, but so did Victor
He's a
Wembanyama. I mean, like
no,
but
but he missed games and he averaged under 30 minutes a game.
yeah, but
Jalen Brown is legitimately a number one.
well, I mean, so is Victor Wembanyama, obviously, but. Uh,
At 29 minutes a game, I'll give you that.
sure, he could play more than that. He just didn't. But
You got to ask yourself why.
well, but sure, I guess my point being that at the end of the day, I don't think it has anything to do with the production and or whatever of your best players. I think it's the fact that your number one player in Joe Mazzulla didn't exist for 8 months of for
That's
the
fair, but
last
at this
for 10
point,
months.
Brown has proven it's 1A, 1B.
It's not 1A, 1B. He's really, really good. Jason Tatum is probably the 6th or 7th best player, fully healthy in the league. Jaylen Brown's probably 15, so it's really, really close, right? But it's not 1A, 1B. It's definitely Jason Tatum. He played phenomenal
I mean,
basketball this year. It was
because
definitely the
don't
best year of
forget,
Jaylen Brown's career. But hold on.
70% of this season, I said that Jalen Brown was the MVP.
I mean that also, for what it's worth, is an absurd statement, and you were also playing under the pretext that Jokic, Luka, and Wemby were all going to be disqualified from games, and only Luka ended up being right. So that's part of it too. However, this obviously was very much so the best year of Jaylen Brown's career, but you did still not have your best player until mid March, right? And that's a big deal.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm
not
giving
arguing.
it to Joe Mazzulla.
That's fair.
Um, now we can get to the first round of the playoffs, get a playoff preview going. We
First,
do,
let's just wipe some easy stuff out.
uh, we do still have obviously the play-in going on.
Let me let's just wipe some easy stuff out here.
I mean,
The play-in this year is irrelevant.
not necessarily.
Yeah, it is.
In the Western
Oklahoma
Conference, it's
City.
very irrelevant. Sure,
Hold on. Oklahoma City and the Spurs are going to sweep the first round. I don't care who they play.
that's probably true.
The Celtics are going to sweep the first round. I don't care who they play.
I mean, if they play the Sixers and get a healthy Joel Embiid, it gets tight.
Detroit wins in 5 or 6, probably.
Again, it depends on what Cade you get because he's been out for a month. I think it's a lot more nuanced than
But they were
that.
scrappy and still winning without him, which is crazy.
Agreed.
I didn't think
No,
they would.
for sure. But I think that the Pistons still win in probably 6. No matter who they play, could it even be 4 or 5 depending on who they play. However, I think it's slightly more nuanced, right? Because the Pistons went 7 last year in the first round with the Knicks, but other than that, they're still a relatively inexperienced playoff team as well.
Let's talk
Um,
about the interesting series because
hold on, and then I also think again, I'm picking the Celtics to win a series, but if they get the Sixers and Paul George is now not suspended, you've got Tyrese Maxey. If Joel Embiid comes back, the Celtics definitely don't have an answer to Joel Embiid, right? Uh, that's a 6 or 7 game series, like legitimately. If optimal situation for the Sixers. But it's tough. I'm picking both those teams to still win it, the Pistons and the Celtics, but it gets tougher. So let's start in the Eastern Conference with the more interesting series. We've got the 4-5, which is Cavs Raptors.
I mean, I'm going Cavs in 6. I think they'll have too much offense in that
That's
series.
fair. I think that's valid. I do just think that the Raptors defense led by Scotty Barnes is phenomenal. Could end up finishing
It's
third or fourth in
it's really
DPOY voting.
yeah,
It's really good, but I
it's really
mean,
good, and I'm not trying to take anything away from them. I'm actually expecting greater things out of Harden than maybe we've seen in the playoffs before.
he has lesser
Um,
of an offensive load, that's for sure. I mean, because
and
of
I think
Donovan
that's a big
Mitchell.
piece of it. And
And
he's still a playmaker with the ball.
Donovan Mitchell in his
Um,
career is like 3.5 points per game better in the postseason than he is in the regular season, which is
right.
absurd. He's like, I think,
I
fifth
just
or
think it's going to be
sixth.
too much for the Raptors. It's not a knock on the Raptors, and I don't
Yeah,
trust the. I don't think the Cavaliers are actually a legitimate contender.
sure.
Um, but because I don't trust them, but I think they get past the Raptors in 6.
And I think that all time currently Donovan Mitchell is like fifth or sixth in career playoff points per game because he averaged like 29.8 or something like that in the playoffs. Like phenomenal player, absolute playoff riser. And yeah, so I'm gonna pick them, especially you don't have a Darius Garland injury this year. I'm gonna pick the Raptors or the Cavs. I think 6 feels good too. And
So
then
next,
you've got the 3-6, which is Knicks Hawks, which I think is an interesting series as well. Obviously, we unfortunately don't get Villain Trey in MSG, but this team is probably better for it at this point.
yeah, I mean maybe. Look, I expect the Knicks to win this. Brunson's going to carry this team through this
I
series at
agree.
least. I don't trust them long term because Cat is a liability on defense.
So is
He
Brunson.
That's fair, but to your
They, they,
point, your
they
Luka argument is he's elite enough offensively that he can get past that. Cat's very
agreed.
inconsistent.
Well,
Cat
I
can
mean,
be elite.
Cat is one of
He's
the
really
greatest offensive centers of all time.
I don't even
In
know
the
what to say to
argument,
that.
he's in
I've
the
seen
argument.
games where he didn't score in the first half this season.
Sure,
Don't
but
talk to me about elite all time offensive
he is an
talent.
elite all-time
He
offensive
is not.
talent at the
He is
center
not.
position.
That's a ridiculous
Well, first of
statement.
all, he is just
I
far and
could name
away
20 centers better than him.
pure offense. I don't think so. I
Yeah,
think you're just wrong there. First of all, to be clear, he is just the best center shooter in the history of the game. That's a fact. Um, Especially at volume. I mean, like he just is. Um, but he just all around offense. He's really good. Yeah, he has some inconsistent moments. But uh, he's really good.
all
Um,
right, we agree on the Knicks. Next.
I'm picking the next probably 6 games as well, but that it could be
Um,
interesting. Um, I think the biggest difference to me in that one is literally just in the clutch. One team is Jalen Brunson leading the charge, and one team has CJ McCollum. There's your difference. So in the West, we can get the first one out of the way. That's probably less entertaining, just based on we don't know who's playing in the series and who's not.
doesn't
But we
matter
got the
who's
the
playing in the
4-5
series.
Lakers Rockets. It does matter. Luka can win you a series if he's playing. But
Not at 75% he can't,
yes, he
and not
can.
without any
Yes, he
help.
can. Yes, he
No,
can.
he can't. When has he ever won a series without help?
I mean, he's a phenomenal player. He's he can. And first
When
of
has
all,
he won a series without help?
for what it's worth, he doesn't have no help.
He
He still
doesn't have any help.
he still has LeBron. He still has DeAndre
When's
Ayton.
the last time LeBron didn't get swept in the first round,
He's only gotten
including
swept in the
last
first
year
round
with
once in
Luka?
his career. He's only gotten last year was the first time in his entire career he got swept ever
With Luka
in the first round.
at 100%.
Well, not 100%. Luka played the fewest amount of games of his career last season, but
But by the time that those came around, look, here it doesn't matter. Rockets will sweep the Lakers. The Lakers will not.
whoa! Sweep is insane. They're definitely not sweeping them.
If Luka doesn't play and they have no chance to win a game.
The Rockets are a very, very flawed basketball team as well. They're not sweeping them. They're not.
They're not
In
Lakers
fact,
flawed.
In
And the
different
Rockets
ways,
actually play some defense.
kind of a
They
little
play
bit.
a lot more defense than the Lakers.
I think it's closer than you give it credit
The
for.
Lakers are swept. It's done.
Yeah, that's
here.
definitely not true. They'll definitely take a game at least. Now, in the second round, we're sweeping the Rockets. That's for sure. The Rockets don't scare me at all.
And I'm not arguing that, but the Lakers are a bad basketball team.
I'm still
back and then does what Hallie did. That'll be good for him.
Two different injuries. Two very different injuries. For Luka,
what we do know about the injury that he has is you don't come back in a week or 2 weeks and it's fine.
Maybe, but for Luka, it was a hamstring. For Halliburton, it was a quad, and it was 2 games apart. Anyway, not
next series. This
very different.
I'm
still picking the Rockets to win it, probably in 5 or 6, but they're not very good either. It's just the other series is the series of series in the first round. It's the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I mean that's a great series. Look, I cannot believe. I'm not going to take anything from. I cannot believe the Spurs sat Wemby in the last game of the season to set this up. It makes no sense to me, but wild.
It just tells you that they're not confident. He can stay healthy.
I disagree. I think it was more just that they trust their ability in the playoffs, I guess. But
if haven't beat, they went 1-3 against the Nuggets.
Sure. If I was the Spurs, not that I don't think that you can beat the Nuggets, I think that the biggest deal for the Spurs would be less about you having to play the Nuggets in the first round and more about the fact that now the Thunder don't have to play the Nuggets in the second round. That's a bigger deal to me. But anyways,
so, look, I don't
Thunder might not lose a game in the playoffs before the conference finals now. Like, it's insane.
Speaking about flawed, like I don't want to take anything away from Ant here, but they're a very flawed basketball team.
Agreed.
They haven't been very good most of the year. Right now, they're going to play the Nuggets at a time that no one should want to play the Nuggets. Jokic is back to MVP.
First double-digit win streak of Nikola Jokic's career, which is insane.
This is not a good time to be playing them.
Absolutely.
And so I look, I think at best this is a gentleman's sweep. I think this is either a sweep or a 5-game series. I don't think it's.
I think you overvalue the favorite team in each series a little bit much. I think it's probably 5 or 6 at least.
I am this year, and I've watched a buttload of basketball. I'm just telling you right now, the way the Nuggets are playing, and you compare that to the way the Timberwolves are playing, and it's not taking anything away from Ant. I think Ant will go off in that series. It's just not going to result in wins because the rest of the team's just not very good.
Here's what I'll say. I will say that it is a massive loss for the Timberwolves to not have Nickeil Alexander-Walker because he was the guy in the last couple of years that matched up against Jamal Murray. That's a big deal, right? And when Cat, for what it's worth, when Cat was on the roster there, when he had Gobert behind him, he actually did pretty well guarding Jokic just because he knew he had Gobert behind him, so he wasn't afraid to play a little bit more aggressively, and it worked, and he's a big body. They don't have that now, so now Rudy Gobert has to play on Jokic, which is still solid enough, as solid as guarding Jokic can be, but the issue there is that Rudy's real defensive value comes when he's playing roamer and he's playing free safety behind the defense, and you can kind of funnel everything to him. If he has to guard Nikola Jokic, he can't be doing that, and so that really hurts your defense drastically. And you could try and put Julius Randle on him, but it's just not the same because he's like 6'9".
Yeah,
like I said, it's not the same.
The thing is, right now, you couldn't be playing better if you're the Nuggets.
Absolutely.
And the Timberwolves are not the same team they were the last 2 years. Nothing against Ant.
I absolutely agree. So I'm probably picking them in 5 or 6, but it wouldn't also shock me to see the series go 7.
It's
I
not.
don't anticipate there's any chance really that the Timberwolves win it, but it wouldn't shock me absolutely for it to go
Jokic could
7.
add. Jokic could average a triple double with 35 points in this series.
He could. It's possible. I mean, in fact, I think in the last like 6 or so games he's played against the Nuggets, he literally averages 35 points a game. So he's
Yeah,
really good.
that's what I'm saying. I just don't. I don't. Look. I think Ant will be great.
Yeah, for sure.
He just will have zero help.
Um, and then the last thing I wanted to mention, kind of as like an overall playoff theme for the Thunder this year, is assuming we get to where we want to be and we do the things we want to do in this playoffs. Boy, oh boy, is this the playoffs of absolute carnage and revenge for Thunder fans in this playoffs. First of all, in the first round, let's look at possible options, right? Assuming that the Suns win tonight and end up locking up the 7 seed, which I assume they will, so we're not counting the Suns. Every other team, some less than others, but every other team has some sort of revenge narrative for the Thunder. First of all, the other possible 8 seed, you look at the Portland Trailblazers, right? Talk about game 10 of this year, the Thunder 9-0 going up to Portland. And this is a little bit less, obviously, than the others, but
We set our starters basically, except for SGA.
sure, but for one reason or another, we lose that game by 2 points, and it is the only reason that we don't set an NBA record for wins to start a season at 25-0, and instead we're 24-1, game 10 of the season. So again,
I
not a
remember
massive thing.
I was pissed about that game because it's game 10 of the season. We're not playing anyone.
Sure, but for what it's worth, that's annoying. So it'd be nice to sweep them.
I don't think the Thunder even remember that game. That's a fan thing.
Nice. Um, the next possibility being the Los Angeles Clippers. There's 2 real areas of revenge for the Thunder. First of all, is that the Clippers gave the Thunder fans so much unnecessary hope to start this year, when they really should have ended up as like a 4, 5, 6 seed this year. But they gave them so much unnecessary hope to start this year because they started the year so terribly bad in the first month and a half that we thought, oh my gosh, the Clippers might actually be stupid enough to give the Thunder a first round pick, like top 5 pick after they win a title again. Like that'd be insane. And then they just didn't, obviously. So that sucks. And then the other real area of narrative there, and there is that there were a couple times early in his career with the Spurs that a Kawhi Leonard team beat the Thunder in the playoffs, and the Thunder fans remember that. So that's a thing. And then please, everything, please, as a Thunder fan, what I would give to sweep, and I get it's not the same team, but what I would give to sweep a Stephen Curry Warriors team, please. Oh my gosh. Please give me.
I don't even care.
Please give me a Stephen Curry Warriors team to sweep. It means everything to 13. It means everything to 13 or 14-year-old me for us to sweep the Warriors in a 7-game series. Oh my gosh. Please.
I don't care at all.
Please. Plus, what that would also mean is that the Clippers are still in the lottery, which means we are still getting a bona fide for sure lottery pick. It's probably going to end up being 12 if that's the case, but it could be 1. It could be. Probably not, but it could be. So there's that.
That was a conditional pick.
Nope, that one's not conditional. We have that one unprotected no matter what. The conditional pick is the Jazz. If it falls to 8, then we get it. But it has like a 0.6% chance to fall to 8. So it's possible. But and then in the second round, again, all things assuming, we're playing Kevin Durant in the second round, right? So that's another area of revenge. Same reason I want to beg to sweep the Warriors. Please give me Kevin Durant. Let me sweep Kevin Durant. Please. And then you get to the conference finals, and it's either the Nuggets or the Spurs. And obviously, the Spurs went 4-1 against us, so they're going to be big-headed. They think that they're just this phenomenal basketball team, and they are a really good basketball team, but they're not us. So let us beat the Spurs, or just continue putting the hammer down on Jokic, please. And then in the finals, we're just going to win a second ring, and so great. It doesn't really matter who we play. But this is the year of revenge for Thunder fans. So many fun narratives. I just want to sweep Steph Curry. If we go 8-0 against Steph Curry and Kevin Durant in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, do you know how happy I'd be? It'd be phenomenal.
I mean, I just want to win a title, but sure.
But it gets a little bit more sweet that way. And then let me plead, because Russ was asked today in his exit interview. Russ was asked today in his exit interview what he feels about next season, and he said his quote was something to the effect of, "Listen, it wasn't until a couple days before the season started that I even had a job, and I was very thankful to be back in the league. And he said, so if they'll have me back, I'll be back. Right. Please, Sam, I don't care about guy 15 on the roster, and I know you do a lot more than I do, but Sam, bring him home next year, please. Let him not play. I don't care. Let him not play. Let him not play. Give him a ring, please. That's my last thing, other than just like the absolute revenge tour I want the Thunder to go on in the playoffs this year. But bring Russ home.
Generational beef.
Let him get a ring. I don't care what I've said in the past. Let Russ get a ring, please. So, all right. I think that's all we got for this week. Come back next week. We'll give you a breakdown of the first games of the first series in the playoffs over the weekend. We're probably going to record Monday. We've got some plans midweek next week, so we'll only have one game of each team next week, but it'll be a fun one. Busy weekend on tap this weekend. Is there a chance Tristan's in the building game one? We'll see. Depends on how the rest of this week goes at work. But
I won't be. I'll be in
maybe.
Kansas City watching some volleyball. So
heck yes, let's go volleyball.
Generational beef.
Full Kansas City Invitational Regional whatever tournament breakdown next week on the beef.
Right.
Premiers.
Luckily we're staying connected to the convention center. So
Premier 18's Nationals or Diamonds?
Yeah, right.
Nationals breakdown right here. The official Premier Volleyball podcast.
The official? All right. I could do a live from the tournament.
Let's do it. That's what. Yeah. Hey, go talk to whatever that old lady's name is. Hey, we got a podcast. Sponsor us.
Anyway, stop. All right.
All right. Peace out. Catch us next week. Like, comment, subscribe.
Whatever.
Go follow us on TikTok. I started posting there. I figured it out, guys. Let's go. All right,
for
it's
you,
the beef.
You a 10-year-old girl now? You figured it out?
Well, I've literally never used TikTok personally in my life, so it was an adjustment. I know how to use Instagram and YouTube. I had to adjust. Oh my gosh, the Hornets just tied the game. That's insane.
Yeah. All right.
All right.